So we are making a pumpkin spice chai donuts. These are sugar-free. So we have 1.5 cups of almond flour. We have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We have 1 teaspoon of chai spice. You can find this in your grocery store, or you can make it. There are recipes online if you want to make the chai spice from scratch. And then we have 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now these are going to be coated with a pumpkin pie spice sugar coating. So we only add 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice right now. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sweetener. This isn't sugar, this is brown erythritol. You can use monk fruit, golden monk fruit if you wish. And then we're going to sprinkle on 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. So I first want you to mix those dry ingredients together, and then we're gonna add in the wet ingredients into this, and then we're gonna pipe it into a donut pan. This should make about 6 donuts, and we're gonna bake it at 350 for 16 to 18 minutes. Make sure your donut pan is well greased. I like to use coconut oil to grease my donut pans. You can use butter, you can use cooking spray, whatever you wish. And so now we're gonna add the wet ingredients. We're going to add 4 large eggs. I've already cracked them in a bowl, and I'm gonna whisk them a bit first before adding them. It just makes it easier to mix it in if you whisk them first. Add that in. We're then going to add a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Just make sure the butter has cooled before you add it. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree. This is the puree, the organic puree. Don't use that pumpkin pie filling because that has a lot of sugar in it. Then we're gonna use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So next we're just going to mix everything together. I like to use a rubber spatula to do this. I think it's mixed pretty well. Now we're gonna get the donut pan. So you're gonna need a piping bag, or you can use a Ziploc bag if you want. Just snip off one of the corners, and then you can pipe the donuts into the donut pan. That in a minute. Oop, I'll fix that. Okay, now grab some water and just dab the donuts so that they're sort of flat in the donut pan. Okay, there you have it. We're going in the oven at 350 for about 16 to 18 minutes. Okay, with the donuts in the oven, we're gonna make the pumpkin spice sugar that we're gonna top the donuts with. So I just use 1/2 cup of granular sweetener. This is erythritol. You can use monk fruit, allulose, whatever you prefer. And then I'm doing 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. So I'm just gonna mix it together. And so once the donuts are out of the oven, I'm gonna let them cool on a wire rack for about 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna brush them with butter, and we're gonna dip them in here on both sides and put them back on the wire rack, and that'll be it. Okay, so we're going to add the pumpkin spice sugar to the donuts. So I took the donuts out of the pan, and be careful when you take them out of the pan. I used a spatula. Where is it? Oh. I used the spatula in the donut pan, so just went around the sides at first with the sharp edge, but make sure it's rubbery around the sides, just to loosen them out a bit. Otherwise, they may be hard to get out. So make sure you grease it really well, grease the pan really well before you add the batter to it. So now we're going to butter our donuts and then add butter it really well. And then butter the other side. So the tops are the bottoms and the bottoms are the tops now, if you know what I mean. And then you're just gonna add it in your sprinkle. Do the other side. So it depends on how much sprinkle you want. You can really douse it in there or just do a little bit. Pumpkin spice chai donuts.